Hello, hello, hello! I'm Dojo Archivist. Welcome to my Monday stream. Today, we are going to try and finish Vermilion Gym. All that's left is the roof. Like, almost literally. Which is what these boxes are. I went ahead and got all my materials and painted them ahead of time to hopefully make this more efficient. Because the goal is to quickly, maybe in half an hour, hopefully, finish the roof, and then go over and start on the Dojo from Saffron City. Not the gym with Sabrina in it, but the fighting dojo, which is much, much smaller. That was requested last week, and as a thank you to being my first commenter and interaction on Twitch, I am fine with going out of order and taking on the little dojo over there. Alright, but first we have a roof. Speaking of, picture! Okay. So the one on the left is the dojo, the one on the right is your standard gym. And so what we are doing is we're going to be building a 3-layer roof, essentially. Okay, so we're going to start with you. Make sure there's an overhang. All right. I'm a little nervous and I have no idea why. This is a new design I'm trying. I have different designs on the ones I built previously. I've been trying things to see how they stick. Let's do that and then we'll start going up. Actually, put that one down. Yeah, because that way there's 3 there, okay. There's 1 more there, and then we go up. And this will go across. That is the goal, okay. Let's go over here, so we can meet in the middle. Extra. 3. Oops. Extra. Extra. And that should be top. Okay. So that is, in theory, our roof. This is going to be a window, but we will wait until we have the roof shape settled. Alright, so 3-layer roof. Next is the white. And I think, yeah, 1 hanging over there. So we pretty much just follow the exact, until now, because that centerpiece does not have white. So where's the center of our building again? That window, which means here. Okay. So I think, at least to mark it, I'm going to put that down, and then head back to the white. Okay. And then we'll do the other side. Got 1. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Then we're gonna go back to the orange, but I think Yeah, the white sticks out just a little more. So we're gonna let it. And then go. And then we're gonna hold and skip that part. Just for now. Oops. Nope. And we forgot. Well, that's okay. And we... Okay. So we come out and we take a look. All right. I'm decently liking it. I don't like that it's flat, so I think what we're gonna do is just add one bit of white out. Yes. Yes, I like that better. And on the other side. Okay, excellent. Excellent. That will actually... Let's go look at it one more time before we commit. But yes, that is what we want, pretty much. I want to try one thing before I move on. This is coming out. I want to add a bit that goes down, just to see if I like the curve of that better. So we'll come here, and there, and then switch to the white. And then only the one block there. Alright, let's go. Yes, I definitely want to have something going down. Yes. My other option would be to add... Here, we'll just do one. Add that. If we're gonna do that, I would actually get rid of this. Alright, decision time. So on the left we have it going down to get more of a downward curve. And on the right it goes out. So you... I like the downward, and yet looking at the picture, that is more the... more like the picture with the sandwich, pretty much. With the white coming out further. Well, these are my test builds. So I think what I might do is keep that side like that, and that side like that. Gosh, I'm going back and forth in my head on which way I want to go. So I think we will just do the two different sides and... Here we go. Alright. So that is that. Now let's work more on the center. we did not grab the iron plating. So I'm using, excuse me, I'm using iron tiling for the majority of the roof. But for the not sandwiched white accents portions, I'm going to be using iron plating. And I'm doing that mostly because that is how the gym in Saffron was set up. Let me switch out windows really quick and switch out my reference photos because I think I took... Oh, nope. Do not have the photo. Oh well. Took the photo, did not save the photo. But the one in the Sparkling Skylands. Would that be how it does? I have two thoughts going at the same time. The gym that they built in the Skylands had iron plating for this portion of the roof, so we're going to do that. Second thought is, it does come out from the white, so it does go here, so I think we're all right to... And then it just goes back. Alright. And then there's that white connector between them. And the question is, how far back do we want it to go? Not too far back, so I think there will work. Yes. I think that'll work nicely. Wrong level. Back and there and there. Alright. And that will be the beginnings of the roof. Just for the front, I think we'll replace those two. And actually probably this as well. Because I'm not seeing the brown part of the roof in the photo. Okay. I wonder a little if I want the brown to come out one. Let's try that briefly. Yes. Yes, I like that. Okay, we will keep that. Okay, we're gonna zoom through this because that was the hard part. I have jinxed it. I have absolutely jinxed it. Alright, first we're going to bring this all the way back. I think it just goes one beyond. We shall check. Yep, just one block past the corner. Okay, excellent. Up. Alright, the rest of the roof is going to be mostly laying stuff down. That went much better than I thought it would. I do not know why I was nervous. Alright. Easiest to bring Magnemite backwards, so we're gonna go. We will still have to design the white parts on the sides in the center of the roof. Which will also probably be iron plating. That is a thought. What if I use the iron plating for the whites? What would that look like? Ah, time to refill. I am mostly certain I made enough, so we will not, hopefully, have to go bother Smear Guru very often tonight. 5,000 blocks. 5,000 blocks from my count. More than that, actually. Okay. One thing I hadn't considered is that I had counted under the assumption that I would build the 3 layers the entire way across the roof. But technically, I probably don't need to. It just needs to be, for the white at least, it just needs to be the outer layer. So, not sure. Alright, we're gonna go a bit up and angle a bit and... Oh no! We are not going to do that because we will eventually get an accidental staircase. We are going to do this instead. One thing of note. Lighting. I have not bothered with lighting in any of the gyms. While the lights are cool in Pokopia, and I have my favorites, they are not what I would call effective, especially for large spaces. They only spread lights in like a 2 to 3 block radius. And so in a huge space like these gyms, if you add a light to the ceiling way up here, it's not going to reach the floor. And so instead of fiddling with the electricity and the lights and inevitably being disappointed, we're just not going to do that. Even at night, just because of how they made Pokopia, you can see pretty well in the dark. Maybe that's a Ditto thing. Previously unknown aspect of Ditto. They have night vision. So yeah, technically you don't need the lighting. The world does not go pitch black if you do not have it. So I would prefer not to. Surely I made enough. I hope I made enough. I'm going to be a little irritated with myself if I did not somehow make enough. We ran out that last row. Alright, so now... that. Okay. It's already been 20 minutes. I'm not gonna hit my half-hour target, am I? Oh, we're gonna try. Actually, wait. Let's try and be slightly more efficient about this. There we go. We are definitely finishing Vermilion this stream. I am determined to do that at least. But I would like to get to the dojo. If possible. Yeah, I spent the week worrying about it and preparing and making sure I had ground to actually build the dojo on, and I will be sad if I don't get to actually start that. Excellent, okay, first layer done. In the interest of saving time, we are just going to do the outline. Of the white. So there will be a hollow space in the roof. It will be a secret to everyone because I am a nerd. Alright, so then we do need the entire way across here. Oh, right, we have to... One advantage of the iron tiling is that you can vaguely see the lines, and so I can line stuff up properly. Let me skip you. Down and out. Alright, this is the one where... Oh, ran out. Have to refill. As a random note, it took me forever to realize that I could color code the big boxes. Just toss a paint balloon at them and... Color coding. I like color coding. My storage bunker, the boxes are not color coded because I have the frames with the pictures instead. But knowing that I could was nice. Wait. Why am I doing that? Eh. We'll do this one row. Alright, now we are going to switch back to the orange. It is interesting, the roof is brown, but the actual brown paint was, in my opinion, let's do that, too dark. And so I... Really? So I tried the orange, because the thing with the iron tiling is its base is black. Again. So it throws off your expected color for whatever you're working with. Only that far. Okay, and then... Yes, here. So the orange actually mostly looks brown. And I did go to the Sparkling Skylands, and I checked with the gym that the developers built. And sure enough, the iron tiling they used for the roof there was orange. Alright, so... Secret hollow roof. Not up to code. Get more blocks. I hope I have enough. If I don't have enough, I'm gonna be... I'm never gonna let my slow down. I am never going to let myself live it down. I think we have space, so we'll just grab all the things. All right. Almost there. Let's turn around. Ooh, had a thought. If you manage to look at the reference photo I have, and you look at the center part of the gym, there's an inset portion. So we're probably going to play around with that at some point. Yeah, we are. Alright. This is probably where I should play around with that. Okay. So first off, let's find our center. That would have been easier if I had actually not done the room. Okay, where is our center? Is it there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. This window is our center. Okay. Like that. And I think exactly like that. It's just that little white thing to the side. Okay. What that means is that is the guideline for the inset. So we're gonna go there. Okay. And then just one? Yep. Okay. So then what we're gonna do... Yes. We're gonna have the inset go all the way across. which means it will come out here. There. Right. Alright, but I think we will actually need just one, and we're going to make it 3 blocks for my own. Convenience. Words. Alright. Alright. Get more food. It only needs to be there. I have way too many over here. Yeah, it only needs to be there. All right. So we do that. We're going to continue this to there. You there, which is going to get replaced, but that's fine. There we go. Okay, and that will be the inset. Alright, we might end up making it wider. We'll see. First, let's flip back to the iron plating. And along we go. I think we build it just to the inset and then it ends. What are you doing? Okay. And then we brought it here. We replaced pretty much those. Okay. Yeah, that. And then that's gonna be there. We don't actually get a good look at the... I think I've mentioned this before. We don't actually get a good look at the rear of gems. Understandably. That's how the camera works. So I just make it symmetrical with the front. Okay. forgot the inset. Okay. That's fine. Let's build this all the way across. Perfect, okay. Right. And this is where... Alright, let's make it wider and see how I like that. This is not the fastest way to do this. Magnemite is awesome, but they are slow. Okay. Yes, let's do that. Excellent, okay. And over here. There we go. Ooh, not done yet, but I do kind of like the wider inset. Let's get the iron plating done. Excellent. Okay, let's get the rest of the roof done. Please tell me I have enough. It's gonna be my mantra for the rest of this video. Please tell me I have enough iron blocks, iron tiling. Come on. There we go. Alright, and this is where we're going to be efficient. All right, 40 minutes. So did not hit my half-hour target, but that is not bad. No! As soon as I said it. As soon as I said it, oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just need 9. Oh, 18. Just 18 more. Gosh darn it. Well, since we're not using the white, we will just repaint the white, but it means we have to go find Smearguru. and more likely we're going to summon him so that we're not searching. So close. So close. I almost had it. Alright, so you see the brown? It's too dark. So you go to orange and that mostly looks like a light brown. Kinda. Alright, we need 20 of you guys. We were so close. Oh. I need to learn how Twitch's clip that button works. Because I think that might have been a small funny. And we're out of food again. Up to the last little bit. Okay. There. So close. Oh, right. And I will barely have enough to do that. Okay. Alright, and then iron plating to the side, don't forget that. Yes. Okay. Picture for thumbnail, eventually. Okay. I like this. I do like more of the bigger inset to the side. I am still undecided on the edges of the roof. Alright, in the meantime, we have 2 big windows. And if I don't have the numbers for this right, I am going to laugh hysterically, probably, if I'm being realistic. Oh my gosh. So I know I've complained before, because of the rounded edges of the blocks, that they don't meet up in corners. A little bit farther down. Like seamlessly. I hadn't thought it would extend to windows, but you can see just a little bit of space between that very sharp window corner and the blocks. That is hilarious. And there really is no way to fix that. Okay, we are on the right plane. And across we go. Almost there, so around 45 minutes and change to get the roof on. Now one thing is I've been experimenting with different ways of building the outside of the gym to see what I like better. Because I honestly took one look at the developer version and just went, no, I don't like that. Now, some things they did, and it's like, okay, I admit, you were right. And some things I still didn't like. One advantage of doing a 3-layer roof, and this is the first time I've done that, is that I can do that inset. Because on the other roofs, they're only 1 layer. You can even see it over there. So I can't do the different levels to a roof. Does not work. So I think going forward, this is going to be my ultimate roof design. Just figure out the details. But, yay! Vermilion Gym is done! Happy! Okay, we are going to drop because Magnemite is slow. No, wait. I left one of my workbenches in there. We're gonna go back, up, and not... Dude. I forgot to wall this off. Okay. Quick fix and then it will be done. I have so many bricks just sitting in my inventory because I don't want to go back and get them. Alright, grab you, which is what I came here for. Why do we have that there? There, much better. Just, you know, don't fall. Okay. Right? Okay. Wall. Alright, now the gym is done. Alright, 48 minutes. 49 minutes. Just ticked over. Past my little homage, is that how you say it? Tribute to Pacificlog Town. And here. So over there, that is where Saffron Gym is going to be. It's going to be huge. Huge. But we today are working on the little dojo. Okay. It does not have the same baseboard as the gym. It does use some of the foundation, but not all the way around. So we are going to build the corner, which does use it. And then the rest is wood. Lots of wood. And it's white wood, isn't it, for the outside? We're gonna do the inside first, just specifically to avoid having to go get Smiguru. Okay, time to switch out the picture then. Let's see. And we switch out 4. Oh, Wrong picture. Oh well, I will show the one I have. So I went in the Sparkling Skylands because Poliwrath has that quest with the elevator, and you find buried the dojo. And that's what I have pictures of, and that's what I saved in a place that I could put it on here. And I forgot to move the pictures from Let's Go over here. Ah well. 1 second. I need to go and get my... Okay, let's try this again. So, while I do not have a photo to show you, I do have my Let's Go game in front of me. Have to get... Fine. Escape rope to get out of Lavender Tower. And then town map to get to Saffron. Okay. So what you can see is you can see the wooden flooring and you can see the tatami mats, and we're going to work with those first, replacing that foundation. And we turn right. One of these days, soonish, I probably need to figure out how to have 2 videos going at once. Okay. One second. Alright, we are going to see if we can get you guys a photo. Real quick. Alright, we have a photo. We are going to mail it to self. Alright, but in the meantime... Alright, most of this needs to be wooden flooring. That is the wrong button. Okay, and we do have lots of wooden flooring. Leave one space for where the external wall is going to be. And we're just going to assume it goes all the way out. We will be proven wrong, invariably. But for the moment, we're going to just fill in with wooden flooring and then replace it as needed. We're going to make more of it. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Let's just make a lot of it, because we can. While I'm over here, let's make the tatami. Yes. We do not need that much, but it does not hurt to make a lot. Still, wooden first. I am not going to be able to get you guys a picture. Sad face. Or wait, maybe. Let's try a different way. Can we not just save it as a photo? Do, 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 do. Okay. Base done. Now for the inner walls. Alright, so the inner walls we have, for the lower part, wood. And there's pillars at fairly even intervals all the way around. So, we're going to make kinda like our, nope, not view, middle, switch to the pillar middle. Kinda like we had in Surge, where the corners we're going to put a pillar in the room, because otherwise you do not see it. Alright. How tall do we want these to go? Let's see, most... Well, let's go by most rooms. You want them about 4 high, so I think only to there. Alright. Head back to the middle. Put this all the way across as a baseboard. We're going to very quickly run out of it. There we go. Okay. Alright, so we need more of you. 50 should be good. And then we actually, for the top, let's do 20 of you, but we need plaster. Five of you. Oh. Looking at a different reference photo I took in Pokopia of what they did for the gym, they used the wooden wall as the pillar, I think. Oh well, they do them, we do me. I am going to try and keep it closer to Pokopia, I think. So you... Alright, let's hold off on that for now. This is our anchor point, so here we are going to use the wooden wall. Okay. I think each section is 2 blocks. I'm going to throw something, that's what I'm gonna do. Is each section only 1 block? Two blocks, not 1. But yes, that is apparently what it is. 3. It might just be 3. Good gosh, golly darn it. Or I'm just bad at counting. Oh gosh, I might be bad at counting. Do I have space to bring it back? Yes. Yes, we do. Okay. Okay. If we assume I am bad at counting, but it is... I don't know. So basically the main assumption I make when counting in Let's Go is that your character is 1 block wide. Like Ditto, they take up a 1x1 footprint. And so there are slats on the side, and the character can just barely fit in one of them, and there are 4 per section, which is where I got the 4. Unfortunately for me, 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 4 sections. So either I drastically undercounted this, because we would have to be here and then there, and then we'd hit the corner. Or the sections are smaller than I think they are. I think the sections are smaller than I think they are. I think they are just 2 blocks, so refuel. This is why nothing, absolutely nothing is set in stone. Because then we get 1, 2, there's a third section and we're still not ideal because it would be there. Arg. Because we need the pillar to be there. Alright, do we make it smaller or do we make it larger? Let's do one thing. Alright, so this is a wall. So 1, 2, 3 is typically how it is spaced in the gyms. So we do that, and then we have tatami. Okay. Don't know what that was going to help me with. I think we need more? Oh gosh. I think proportions, because that area is supposed to be rectangular. And so if the wall goes too far back, it's not going to be. Alright, so if we do that, I really kind of wish we could set the patterns on our own. Oh well. It is what it is, and the tatami, if I'm remembering correctly, cannot be painted. Nope. Chains together in the pattern, but cannot be painted. Okay. So we have this. Yeah, I think we want the smaller sections. Yeah, because if that's 1, 2, 3, that's a 4, and that looks like another 1, 2, 3. So the tatami would be, and also the character, there's only one row between the character, one row between the wall and the tatami, because that's where the characters can stand. Okay, yes, so we're going to make the executive decision. These are too wide. There are 4 of them, so all of this needs to come in one. So we're just going to do this. Gonna use Magnemite so I don't have to go chasing blocks on the ground. Okay, so then it's gonna happen. We're gonna grab you for there. And then you go across. And we don't know how far across yet. So we're just gonna leave you there. Okay. That's gonna be you. that's gonna be you. Okay. Wall. So we're gonna get 2 there, and there will be another pillar, and then we have a different thing to the side. Okay. Excellent. That does mean Tommy really needs to go there. Yeah, that's how we'll have it. Okay. Let's put the pillar here. Okay. It's gonna be probably shorter than I thought it was. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I feel silly now, because I just remembered I made an Excel grid spreadsheet, and I put my counting down on this. Oh my gosh, I feel silly. Because the 15 matches that. Sigh. Okay. Now the center for stuff on the back doesn't match because I added this pillar, which, if the pillar were not here, these would all move one that way. But since they are here, this all goes one inward, which actually works. So we are very happy with that. Okay, so the back wall, it looks like the rough wall. It looks like the unpainted rough wall. So let's go eat again. All right. Right. I'll check it in the light of day and see if it needs to be a little more yellow, but... Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. Now, according to my spreadsheet, which we are going to listen to, it's 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, no, it is 5. This is the... Okay. Weird. Alright, from this wall. 1, 2, 3, divider. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We will get there eventually. Alright, so pillar. And then wall. And then this is much, much smaller than I thought it would be. I'm gonna need to make more of those. Okay. make a few more of those. How many of the lower do I have? I think we have enough. Okay. So then the middle goes there. Completely forgot the door, but we will fix that later. Okay, where's the flooring? Alright, replace. There we go. Alright, and that is the tatami. I really wish we could dictate the pattern. Why do we have so many of the... Like, this looks nice, but then we just have the grid along the outside. Why? Why can't it be pretty? Oh, well. Okay. Wall? There. Wooden pillar. Alright, this is going to be the part where I need to figure out where my door is going to be. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? Yep. Okay, which means 6 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So then, door, door, come on, door. Okay. So I think we'll cheat. And that section will just be longer. Because then we'll have the pillar there, and the pillar there. Okay. Yes. I am liking this. Okay. How far back does the tatami go? That is actually pretty accurate. Somehow managed to get that. Okay. And you just need to go 1 over. Okay. Excellent. Let's get some of the other furniture in. First is the hanging scroll. We have 2 of those. And then there are the wooden dividers. Now, in the game, there are fancy dividers. How many do I need? We're gonna make 10, just in case. So there are fancy design dividers with patterns on them. We do not have that, so we're getting just the standard ones. And they go 1, 2, 3, and we'll have it 4, and that will work perfectly. Alright, fumbled a little in the middle, but we're actually doing alright. Excellent, okay. Now that's interesting. So there's a little shelf in front of those, implying that it actually is a bit inset. Well, we have space, so let's grab this. Grab this. And we'll make a little shelf, little room back here. Not even a room, just display wall. Alright, rough. Yeah, there. Excellent. Because that will let me do... There's a flower pot in the center, and there are pillows technically in front of the scrolls, but since the scrolls are technically occupying this blocks of space, I would have to put the wall back further. But I think I'm just going to put the pillow to the side of the scrolls instead. Nice. Okay. And then just across most of the top is now the plaster. So we're going to assume we have one of those. At each pillar. Just for consistency's sake. And we're gonna need more. Now, my sudden issue becomes, do I put the... So we have the lower wooden pillar there, and do I put the top there as a sort of base to the plaster level? I'm leaning towards yes. How many do I have? I would need more. So what we're gonna do is make more of those. But we're also gonna make more of the upper pillar. Because really, now that I'm looking at it, let's see. While the... No? Let me show you another picture. Let's see here. Alright. Alright, didn't transition that. Okay. So, while I currently have the entire bottom surrounded by that lower wooden pillar, what they did in the Skylands and what I'm seeing in Let's Go is actually there is not a baseboard there. There is a board between the plaster and the wood. So what I think we're going to do we're going to replace those, and then we'll put the upper across. And that should give us the style we're going for. Alright, so we go back to the upper. We don't skip spots. Alright. Yes, I am liking this. Yes, that fits. Okay, so back to the stylish. This is just a itty bitty little dojo. Alright, and then we go for the plaster. Where does the plaster sort? No, no, no. Alright, now you become interesting. Because technically you do have plaster above you. But we start running into blocks and space shenanigans. So I think we're going to put the upper block over here instead. Yeah. Okay. I really like how this turned out. Okay. Half an hour left in the stream. Let's see if we can get, at the very least, all of the inside done. Actually, all that's left is the stuff on the shelf. Okay, so first we're going for flowers. And then we're going for a cushion. Let's see, is there something here that would suit better? Because otherwise the only option is the simple. I like this. I mean, technically there's no crystal ball, but like the idea is that there was a, pretty sure, a Pokeball sitting below them, one for Hitmonchan and one for Hitmonlee, so I think it works. Too far. Because the other option is this painted. So let's make two of them. Guess I like this. Alright, we'll put flower there. Let's put a crystal ball there. Yeah, you see, it will not let you put the cushion there. Or there. I like the crystal ball better. Yes. Excellent! Okay. Okay. So, now we need the outer wall. Oh my gosh. Outer wall on the roof, and that's about it. Okay. Going to preemptively do that. Okay. Nice. It's like the Skylands has, as you can see in the picture, the punching bag and the strength rock, and it has windows in the building as well. But I am going off of my Let's Go, and I am so sorry that I set aside today to take pictures and send them where I could reach them and show you guys, and I somehow just forgot. I apologize. But yeah, I am going more off of Let's Go, and this looks pretty darn close, and I am very happy with it. Okay, let's switch the picture again. Because I do have a reference photo of the outside. We go back to the Dojo and Gym side by side. There we go. Okay. So, I think we're gonna need Smirguru. Because the entire outside is white, and if we're building it with wood, which I think we are... Oh, hi! Let's paint something standing right here. And then we'll go and he can catch up. Alright, so I think we're going to use you as the baseboard. So just paint all of you. We're probably going to need to make more. Alright, let's go. Right. Wait. Nope, that is not where it goes. And then we're going to have the foundation there. Okay. So the entrance is very similar to the gym. So I think we're just going to model that off of the gym. Here we go. Really? We just started. We just started. Need to exercise more, Smirguru. Okay. Okay, if the ceiling is going to be up here, then at most there. Because that's where the door will be. Let's have the door be on the other side. Do I still have some? No, I have stylish, not the automatic. Okay. But we do that. Okay. And then the outer bit is... Oh. There are windows in the shell, but windows will absolutely ruin all of this. So, nope. Not doing it. Okay, but it does mean... I think we want the middle. Paint it white. Yeah. We'll add just show windows here. They go to absolutely nothing. But they're there. Yep. Because even if... Yeah, because the pillar is right here for that one, so... Meh. Okay. So then the side is going to be... honestly, just more of the... more of the pillar, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's just that the bottom corner was more like the foundation of the gym. Okay, so we do that, and then... Alright, we're gonna make some stuff. We're gonna eat food first. Start off with 90 and we'll see how much we get. I am liking the outside as well, so I am very happy with this build so far. Why are we on Graveler? When did we even switch to Graveler? Alright, let's get the foundation. Wait. Wrong piece. We're gonna have to make more of these, aren't we? Alright, now we're gonna bring the corner out so that we can come around this part. Okay. Yep, we need to make more. Actually make more of this too, just to be sure. Don't want to have to go back to the bunker. If we can help it. One set. Two sets. do the foundation first. Just the 4. Alright, and this is going to come out, so here. And then, alright, so we should pick up these. All right. Let's do the corners, and then we'll do the walls, and then we'll get the windows. Actually, no. We learned this lesson. Windows first. Or do I just want to only have the windows in the front? Let's only have the windows in the front. They're all dummy windows anyway. Alright, all that's left is the roof. And putting grass down there. Okay. And the door, do not forget the door. Alright, so the roof is brown wood. The roof is going to pretty much be flat. I'm not trying to get like a 5-degree angle in this game. Not happening. Question becomes, what do we make it of? There's the lower pillar. I don't want to make it of the middle of the pillar. It's too smooth. We could paint these white, but the crease is very dark. I'm actually leaning towards this. Painted too much. Alright, let's unpaint stuff. Okay. And... I guess they're all sort of smooth on top. But at least the edges are interesting. The only way to get the slats might be to use a flooring instead. Here, let's go look at stuff. Alright, not that. It would be a checkerboard. Those are all smooth. So we could do wooden flooring as the ceiling. Oh, but that becomes a checker pattern as well. Otherwise, that would be perfect. No. Yeah, I think either we go with the middle or we go with the wooden flooring, which I think I still have. Yeah. Here, let's replace half of this. Decisions, decisions. There's also the hardwood flooring that I just blew past. Oh, we are out of lumber. And this might match the front better. No, it goes the wrong direction. Darn it all. And that is completely arbitrary, actually, based on where I oriented this. But I got lucky that this actually works, but no, this is the other direction, and I don't like that. No. So it's either going to be that, or I am leaning towards just using the flooring as the roof. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna need more of it. I am out of lumber. Okay. You stay here. We're gonna go grab lumber. Alright, the last bit will be the trim for the roof. Grab enough to last. Alright, the trim for the roof. There's basically a line either side, and then there is the center rib. And those don't quite look wooden. They honestly look more like stone? Yeah, they look a little bit like stone. They look a little bit like the actual gym. Nope, wrong transformation. And we need to make more of the stuff. Alright, so let's get the base done. It's just gonna be flat across. Nope, nope, nope. Alright, we have 10 minutes to speedrun finishing this. It's gonna take longer than 10 minutes. We might just go over screen, because we are so close. Let's turn around. This'll work better. I am very pleased with how the inside turned out, though. It's small enough I might cave and use lights. Especially since I don't have windows. We need even just a bit more. Okay. Okay, let's get that a little bit done, and then it's just the trim. What I might do, I have all this iron tiling left over. And since it seems to be very similar to the gym, let's use it. Don't need that. Okay. We have learned. There we go. Alright, do we want it to overhang the side a bit? Yeah, I think we do. Okay, then it's just the rib. Just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We'll put it more towards the front, so it will be on the 11th. So we have 3, 6, 9, 11. There, I think. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. All the way across. And it has... You are silly. It has a slight curve. So I think... Yes, I think we'll do that and we'll call it. Because the roof of its door does have the symbol on it, so it gets the symbol emblem. All right. Okay. I think it's done. Oh wait, doors. Need doors. Okay, so we need the door itself. Though actually, it doesn't have the automatic door. It does have the stylish door. Okay, well in that case. And you go inside. And yeah. Don't like that. And then the plaster. Better. Much better. Okay. Okay, is that everything? We have the entire setup back here. Yeah, the only thing would be lights. It's small enough that we could do lights. But otherwise, this is done. Woot! And on time, too. Okay, let's... If we're going to do lights... Make one of those. We might not need them. We have a couple transmitters for habitats. We're going to do lights, though. Let's see. Do we want to do these, or do we want fluorescence? Decisions. I don't think I want to do the hanging lights. The ceiling is too low for that. And I don't think the antiques fit in a dojo, as amusing as that would be. Leaning towards fluorescence. Alright, let's first... We have transmitters. Let's first hide a transmitter there. And then we'll hide one over here. They both work. Alright, we'll see how bad the coverage is. Let's see. Oh, huh. Alright, so right in the center, I don't think it will. Yeah, it might. Okay, let's... You and then... line it up with the pillar. Actually, one further. Really? Okay, fine. Alright, let's go give it more electricity. Need to connect some of these to my main power grid. Okay, so we are powered. Yeah, see, in a small room it does reach the floor. If that ceiling was much higher, as in the normal gyms, not happening. Alright, let's see here. We place them in line with the side pillars. That mostly lights the room. Yep, I think we'll call that good. The door closed. No, I just didn't find the door. All right. Woot! All right, and that is the end of the stream. Thank you absolutely so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again next week. Next week, since both Vermilion and the dojo are done, we will be starting Celadon, which is a giant greenery maze. Not quite as big as Saffron is going to be, but still decently sized. And even though I spent so long counting, you just know I'm gonna run into stuff where I have to adjust. But that will be next week. Hope to see you then, and I hope you have a great week until then. Bye!